Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Darrin Goodman with GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson. Today I want to show you, it's actually a little sequence from an Yngwie Malmsteen song, I'll See the Light Tonight, a little part that he harmonizes with the keyboards right before the guitar solo and stuff. But this is a really good exercise for alternate picking and for working out your fretting hand as well, you know, moving around through these positions and stuff. So and he plays this really fast, but you know, I'm not even going to attempt to do that. It doesn't really matter, you know. I mean, if you work it up and you play it really fast, that's great, but it doesn't have to be played fast to be, you know, beneficial and, you know, pretty cool sounding. So be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look. All right, so like I said, this is all alternate picking. So that means that, you know, no two downstrokes in a row, no two upstrokes in a row, just down, up, down, up, down, up. All right, so for the first position and most of this is on the first string, by the way. So on the 10th fret of the first string with your first finger, and then the other two notes are on the 12th fret with your your third finger, and the 13th fret with your fourth finger. Now you could do this, you know, first, second, third, or I just really recommend that you know, especially if you're, you know, a beginner, you really get used to using your pinky. It just really makes a big difference on a lot of stuff. You know, if I'm playing up really high above the 12th fret, a lot of times I won't use my pinky just because the frets are closer together, and you know, things can tend to get a little cramped. But for you know, anything below that, it's the opposite. If you're trying to go, you know, make these big stretches, you know, between your first and second and just your third finger, that can be a little awkward too. So I really recommend that you do it this way. All right, so we've got 10, and then we go to 13, and then 12, and then back to 13. So each one of these things, if you think of it, it's 3 notes. So 1, 2, 3. The pattern is 1, 3, 2, 3. So for this first section of this, each shape we go to, we're gonna play it twice. So here. Now we just move down into the next position. So notes 1 and 2 become notes 2 and 3. So now we're going to move our fourth finger from the 13th fret to the 12th, and now our second finger on the 10th and our first finger on the 8th. Now this is how I like to do it. Some people like to do this. They like to make the stretch there. It's just not comfortable for me to do that. If you have longer fingers, then this might be the way to go. I've just kind of noticed that players who have you know, who are blessed with those, you know, awesome guitar player hands, which, you know, I am not. You know, players like Paul Gilbert or Yngwie or Steve Vai, you know, they all have, you know, really long fingers, and so I'll notice that they tend to do those shapes that way. So we have our first shape. Now our second shape. So now we're going to be 8, 12, 10, 12, 8, 12, 10, 12. Now we move down into the next position again. So our first finger goes to 7, fourth finger goes to 10, and second finger is at 8. And then we move down again. So now we're 5, 7, and 8. So this whole first part all right, so now for the next section, which is like staff number 2, we go back up to the first shape. We only play it once though this time. Now we're going to skip the second shape and go to the third one. So we go down, so we're 7, 8, and 10. And then we go back up and get the one that we skipped. 8, 12, 10, 12. So. And now, again, we're going to skip. We're going to go down 5, 7, and 8. Back up to 5, 10, and 7, 10, and 8. And now we're going to come all the way down 4, 7, and 5. and then back to 5, 7, and 8. And we do that one twice. So that whole sequence. All right, and then for the second half of that, we go back to 4, 5, and 7 again. And then all the way back up to the first shape, so 10, 12, and 13. And then down 1 to 8, 10, and 12 twice. So now we go to the very first one. And now it's where we change. We're going to move on to other strings. So we do it once here, 10, 12, and 13 on the first string. And now we go to the second string, 9, 12, 10. To the third string, 7, 10, and 9. So. And now, fourth string, 6, 7, and 9. Now to the fifth string, 5, 7, and 8, but we're changing the sequence a little bit. Now we're going to go, instead of like 1, 3, 2, 3, we're going to go, whoops. So we're 5, 7, 8, 5. And then back to the fourth string, same frets, but we're also going to do that same thing. So we're going to go, so like 1, 2, 3, 1. And then just end on an A5 power chord. So that last part, whoops. Just like that. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that and you got something out of it. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if there's something you'd like to see either myself or one of the other instructors at guitarcontrol.com do in a future lesson. So like I said, aside from this just being, kind of a cool sounding riff and stuff, it's a great workout for both of your hands. One, you're working with alternate picking, and it's like an endurance thing just to keep going. And then with your fretting hand, you're basically getting exercise for all 4 fingers, and you're having to move through these positions and stuff. So it just kind of helps you to like visualize places to go on the fretboard. All right, so that's all I've got for you today, and until next time.